Very tech savvy you are.
I'm the worst. We're live here. We are live here. And we're recording, so we're good to
All
go.
right.
Yo, what's up? Thank you so much for joining me on She's All Over the Place. I have an exciting guest for you today, and because of you, we're in the top 2% out of almost 4 million podcasts streaming in over 100 countries. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here. Make sure you take notes. Share this with at least one person. We are going to give you all the beauty scoops today. So I'm with Karen Ballou. How are you, Karen?
I'm good. How are you? I'm so happy to be here with you.
Yes, we are live, and I always forget, but I am getting better at remembering all. Hey, wait, all these people are live. Hey, we love you. Thank you for joining. So we are totally live, not only live like on virtually live right now, but we are in Times Square. So you're gonna hear natural noises of like Times Square. There might be ambulances and everything happening. So our energy is just like through the roof right now because we're literally like so high up in this building, and it's a overcast right now.
Yes, it's like pea soup over here.
Yeah, but because of the hour, like you're gonna see like it's all gonna change.
Yeah.
So
Well, also there's music going on behind us.
yeah,
There's like acrobatic things going on. People waiting to buy tickets for the theater. So what's going on here?
yeah. In 2024, we're Instagram live, we're live here, we're Facebook, all of it. We have a live audience behind us here right now.
Yeah.
Karen's entourage team of ladies. So I met Karen at the Chopra Foundation not too long ago, actually. And
That was fun.
yeah, she was a guest speaker, and I was just really enthralled with her story and what she had to say. So I invited her to be on the show, and we're just gonna talk right now. So she's a master esthetician. So how did that come about?
Well, actually, after graduating from college, I said, I really want to understand the cosmetic industry, but I also want to understand the spa industry. So the best thing is that the European market knew the aesthetic world, but the US did not. So I realized that there was only one state in the US that actually had an aesthetic license for estheticians. I lived in that state, Massachusetts. So I went and I got my license, and I thought, wow, how great is this? Not only do I have the background of business, and now I get to be an esthetician to actually work on skin. But there's a little part to that is I thought I was going to be a dermatologist, and somehow I didn't end up back in college to be the dermatologist. Now I became a skin specialist by being the esthetician. But I think the key to that was I wanted to be able to also help people in a way that I can really make a difference in their life. And I realized going to the dermatologist, they do one thing really, really well. They look at the skin, takes 5 minutes, and they give you a medication. And there was no passion, there was no time to cure. And I loved taking time and really learning about or teaching or sharing with people about their skin. So I realized there was a little what I would call a misfit there. So when I realized that there was an aesthetic world that we could get a license here in the US, it was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Wherever my career was going to go, I could walk the talk, talk the walk, because now I got to really work with the skin. So that's how I ended up being an esthetician. And what was great is I was working for this very small company in New York after working for Elizabeth Arden. And then I had gone over to Redken when they had their skincare brand. And I worked with this little startup, and the startup was like a $300,000 startup. Like they had a little bit of money, and I turned it into a $6 million business because I got to work with people on how to help their skin and how to work with the spas, which at that time was just hair salons who wanted to know how to work with skin within their business. So that's kind of how it all started. And that was when I was like in my 20s, so it was like a little while ago.
Yeah, I remember growing up because I grew up in the spas, and
Yeah.
I remember growing up in spas, and I remember like there's options when you can go or hair salons where you could go get your hair done, but you can get your nails done, and then they had the little mini boutiques in some of the ones. And how's that culture now?
Yeah,
with
totally changed because a hair salon does not really know how to be in the skincare business.
Yeah.
So hair salons actually, for the most part, don't integrate with skincare, only because they are very targeted, very focused, and at one time was going to be called a full service salon. So the front was a hair, the back was a nail, and then it was skin. Then all of a sudden it all changed. It's like hair is here, skin is skin, and now we have all these clinics, right, that are just skincare clinics, then there are medi spas, right? And that became a whole nother world out there. And so now people can actually go and be specialized, because now throughout the country, every state has the aesthetic license, where like in the 80s there was only one state, as I mentioned, and that one state being Massachusetts. Then Georgia became one of the other states. And I actually moved from Massachusetts to Georgia, and I became a master esthetician in Georgia, where I got my teacher's license, and then opened up a skincare school. That was phenomenal. I could not even believe that was like one of those blessings in life.
Yeah.
You couldn't imagine, if I thought 5 years before that I was going to have a skincare school, wasn't going to happen. So for me, it was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so it was like I was number 8 after having taken the exam.
Wow.
The number 8 master esthetician in the state of Georgia. So,
wow.
And having a school. So, and at that time, those are the only 2 states, Georgia and Massachusetts. So I was kind of following the path, right?
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, every state has a license.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you're the first master esthetician on the show. So this is quite the honor. I'm so excited. So yeah, as I mentioned, we met at the Chopra Foundation.
Yes.
They invited you to be a speaker. It was all about mental wellness, AI, fashion, the future like of technology and everything. So, and then you had the clay that you passed around, and you told the story about clay and what happened. And
so the clay water.
Oh yeah. So, and then you passed it around. So obviously the bottle was empty by the time we were done. And it tastes really good. So I want to jump in to tell us about clay. But first, I guess, like, how did you find out about clay, and what was your journey for you to, pivot into this area?
Yeah. So sort of the history of being involved with education in the aesthetic world, developing products. I always say that I take seed to molecule to market. So I've been very involved with developing products, but then I got diagnosed with cancer. And at that time, I was actually working with an ethnobotanist, and he is also a virologist from France. And we found, and what he did is he took this clay and he actually created a science from it. The science was taking the clay, breaking it down in its molecules, and using it in organic farming. Now it's like, whoa, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, actually?
Right?
Yeah.
So he was spraying the potatoes with this clay water, which was amazing. And he found out that the potatoes were richer in vitamins and minerals, and in that sense, minerals that were going and imploding into the actual potatoes. So he said, well, gee, if this clay water can do that and enrich these potatoes with minerals, how would that be for skin?
So in which year was this?
This was, oh goodness, this was like 2000. I mean, he was doing it before me. So in the 2000, 2001, 2002, I met him in 2006, 7, and started working on this project to find out if this clay water, which now I have it in a bottle for the skin, if this clay water would actually permeate into the skin and help the skin in its hydration. Yeah. And bring these minerals to the skin. And so I did the study, and yes, sure enough, that's what happened.
You did the study.
Like I did the study. It was so fun. And I go, whoa, the skin is hydrated from like 6 hours, 7 hours to now 8, 10, 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
And we're always talking, oh, we have to drink water. We have to get hydrated. Well, now we can do it topically, right? But if we go back to the story, is that while I was working with him, I loved the fact that this was being, absorbed into the skin, a delivery system. But then I got diagnosed with cancer. And it was then that I said, whoa, this is crazy. I mean, the big C word, right? And I was so like,
it's scary for people even to say.
Right? I didn't even want to tell anyone. And at that time, I had to stop working on the project and just go into chemo and radiation. So for a good year and a half, I was so sick. And it wasn't then until like I was going through this and getting well, and I have 4 kids, so I really
wanted to. Where were you?
I was actually in Connecticut.
Okay.
I lived
with
in
4 children.
4 children.
Wow.
All going through that junior high to the high school, going into college, and I just needed to get well.
Yeah.
And so when the doctor told me after 5 years I was in remission, I thought, whoa. I feel great. I have to do something because I use the clay water and the green clay. This is the green clay that I used while I was sick.
Wait, I'm just gonna be like, excuse
Yeah,
me.
yeah, you get a spray.
Oh,
It feels
oh,
so
love
refreshing,
it.
right?
And at the Chopra Foundation, she was having us like put it on her tongue like this.
I know. I love it. I always say this. They're like, one for me, one for you.
Oh, I love it.
And one for the audience. And we're like, get it on the neck, get it in the back of the neck here.
It's like sage, like clearing the
It is.
air.
It is like that. It's like walking into the ocean.
Wait, so where do you source your clay?
So it's actually from France.
Okay.
The important part of that is that not all green clays are
Where
the same.
in France?
So actually from the Brittany coast.
Are you going to be there? I'm going to be there this summer.
Yeah.
Maybe you could come.
Maybe we should
Meet up
there.
Yeah.
But you know what it was? I did a study to find out there's green clay in Illinois, right? And it's a combination. Green clay is a combination of bentonite clay, kaolin, and lava. When you bring it together, it makes this little ashy green color. And yet I found out that it's actually richer from France. That's why we call it French green clay. Look at that. It's so creamy, so sort of, I call it like dreamy. But I call this also my miracle mud.
It smells great.
So it's really creamy. You can see that. But also when you get it on the skin, what's really great about it, because again, it's almost like a heavy moisturizer, the way it's thick, but it's so light on the skin. But what I love about this, just so you know, is that when I put this on the skin, you can see how it just moves so nicely. And you put a thin layer on the skin, it's going to pull out the toxins. So when I was sick, I used this. Now, this is not my product. I just happened to be working on a formula for them. And I found that I used this while I was sick, and it pulled out the toxins and made my skin so bright. And I want to just say that a lot of times going through cancer, the skin gets very jaundice, yellow-like.
Oh.
Well, my skin was so bright, and so many people would say, whoa, you look healthy. And I'm thinking to myself, that's because of my clay. It's like nobody knew that. But, you know.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So when you do what you're talking about, would you take a hot shower so your pores are open, or would you just like put it on?
Just
normal.
put it on. Take a little moisture on your fingers and just get that clay on the skin. Like just get it all, just like I did on my hand. Just get it on the face. So no, you don't have to do anything like that. You just keep it simple.
Is it a myth? Like it's best to, like, you know, when you get a facial, they steam you so like your pores are open. Like, is it better to do mask and put product on your face like after a hot shower? Like when?
I mean, you could definitely do that.
Is it good for your pores to be open?
And this will actually, it's interesting because in this particular case, when it goes on your skin, because it has the ability to pull out the toxins. So in this case, you don't have to do that. Now, yes, but hot isn't always good for the skin because hot can cause inflammation. Inflammation then causes us to get a little sick.
Inflammation is the number one root cause of any disease.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't really do that because you push in and then you put this on, and this is a coolness to the skin. It takes down the inflammation, and so it's also bringing hydration to the skin because every one of my products has the clay water in it. So we're bringing that hydration to the skin. That hydration is so very important because it's not just water. It's the 12 essential minerals, zinc, copper, iron, magnesium. This is like very important to.
It's all in your products.
It's all in because it's the earth.
Immunocologie people.
Yes. And the other thing is that when you're working with the earth, it's grounding your body. So like right now, I'm putting this on my hand, but this is also part of grounding our body. So put it on your feet at night. Use it on your face. Use it as a scrub. I mean, there's so many ways to use this clay. Some people go like, oh, it's a mask. No, it can be used for so many things because the earth, if we could just walk on the earth more often, the grass, the actual earth, we would be grounding our body and putting our health, getting our health back, but we don't do that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of those clay materials in Sedona, and it's very healing in Sedona.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
The clay, you need the earth to balance your body.
It feels different, the
Right?
energy, and
Yes.
viscerally, the way you see things when you're in
Yeah.
Sedona too, just the sun and the light and the
Yes.
clay.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's why you want to get this clay. And that's why with immunocology, we put into the clay water, because that clay water is an ionized clay, just like walking into the ocean. So I always will say, not all clays are made equally, and ours is certainly not, because we have the clay water in it. So we kind of take these two things. We take the green clay that is, grounding in itself. We take our clay water, we mix it together, and that's why it's so creamy. And then, as you can see, it's drying on my skin, but that's a drink for my skin. So I take the word juicing for the skin, because I found myself in a place where I wanted to be able to bring this water into the skin, and the only way I could do that is by actually getting it on the skin. And once I got it onto the skin, then it was like that drink. And then the skin got bright, evened out the skin tone, hydrated the skin. Also, through that whole process, people that have things like rosacea, or people that have any kind of sensitivities to the skin.
My sister, big time. There's so much dust where she is for some reason. She's moving soon, but there's so much dust, and a lot of people have dust.
Yeah, this actually will help people that have these, I want to say, immune issues, or they're going through cancer, or they're going through some form of some physical, issue with their body. And that's why if you take the word immunocology, it means the study of the skin's immunity. And the skin goes through things because it has an intelligence. It knows how to repair itself. And that's what we call biometrics for the skin. Mitochondria.
Yeah.
Which is about living longer.
Yeah.
Which takes us to the blue zones.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's talk about the blue zones.
Yeah.
Have you all heard of blue zones before?
Yeah. And a lot of people, have you seen the Netflix documentary?
Which one?
It's a 5-part series with Dan Buettner, which is fascinating, because this whole idea of being able to live longer,
what's it called?
Live better, it's called Blue Zones.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness, you have to watch
I will.
this documentary.
1,000.
Everyone out there,
I'm going to tell my mom right away,
because it's about living longer. There are 5 areas of the world. So you have an area in Costa Rica, Italy. Yeah, you're going to Costa Rica.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And then there's also Greece. There's Japan.
I'll be there.
And there's also in Loma Linda, California. That's a blue zone area.
Wow.
And now here in the United States, actually, it was just fantastic. There are 18 communities in the U.S., like Scottsdale, Arizona, Jacksonville, Florida, that are considered blue zone areas, where people are, really committing themselves to living longer, living better. And that longevity thing is what we're all looking for, right? So it's not about anti-aging, it's about living longer. And we're doing things that are going to be healthy, about the community, being part of a community, how we work, how we actually integrate with the community, what we eat, the kitchens of blue zones, because there's certain types of foods that are very important to the health of our body. Things like the beans that we have, the soil that the food is cooked on, things like that. Just like with our skincare. That's why we are now the partnership with Blue Zones as a live better, live longer brand for longevity, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah,
right?
This is amazing. And that's why all the best, like Panchakarma and the Ayurvedic spas are in Sedona instead of flying to India to do everything you're talking about. It's in Arizona, but it's one of the blue zones.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Totally.
Wonderful.
So it's that combination of being able to know that you have ingredients that, for example, in our products, we have things like baobab, we have moringa butter.
What is baobab? Wait, hold on. What is baobab?
Well, it brings a vitamin C to our skin, right? And it's from Africa.
Okay.
Right? And then we also have shea butter, which is Africa.
Where in Africa?
Burkina Faso, Senegal.
Oh, my girlfriend's from there.
Amazing.
I'm gonna ask if she knows about it. So
the shea butter.
Yeah.
So
real quick story. She stayed with me for 2 months in California.
Yeah.
And she did this honey thing on her face every single day on this like honey mask.
I love it. Yeah.
Everything was organic, the way she did her products, and her skin's so amazing. I'll show you what she looks like. She's a beautiful model.
Yeah.
She's in India right now, but okay, so go ahead.
So we get products. Yeah, so we get everything in our products. That we do not do what we call Me Too products. Our formulas are made of things that are from the earth. So we travel, our ethnobotanist travels the world for this. So he'll go to the rainforest, or he'll go, of course, to Africa, or he'll go on to India and Colombia and all of the areas that have these incredible plants. And so we look at that and say, how does that actually work with our skin? So we go from our cleansing lotion to our exfoliating lotion to what we have here is our serums, which this is a great part of it. We have our Super 7, which is our hero product. This is what I call our Botox in a bottle. And what that means is we're firm, tightening.
We'll give it to all the gay boys. Stop doing Botox, boys, at young 20s. Like, I mean, seriously,
right?
All my friends in their young 20s, they're all like, I'm like, you don't want to do that. Think long term. And, and it's like,
you're putting poison in your body.
Fail. Okay, wait. So real quick, while we were just sharing, I was looking at, I'm such a traveler, and it looks like the law is 3.4 ounces or less. So you can even travel with these when you're going around the world.
Yeah. 3.4.
Like you can carry it on if you're not checking a bag, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
3.4, that's the law. So, and below.
And you can bring it on.
Yeah.
I do it, and it's like,
And the quality of the bottles are so substantial too. I love them. And I feel like when they're done, you can refill them with body spray or something like that.
Or water,
or mix them with essential oils. Yeah.
The bottles I hate throwing away, but we have a program, a sustainable program coming in where you can send them back to us. We don't have it yet, but we are planning to do that, and then we can reuse these bottles after we bring it through a sterilization process and all of that. But I do want to tell you, this Super 7 is absolutely amazing, because this is our product that is going to firm, tighten, repair the skin. It's all about the 7 signs of aging. And now I don't like to say anti-aging, but I do like to say pro-aging, because the things that we can do that will help us as preventive care and corrective care. So rather than do another vitamin C or have a retinol product, I did this product for that reason, Super 7. And Super 7, being about the 7 signs of aging, this is something that's going to firm, tighten, and repair the skin. So everyone out there, some people say, well, I'm in my 20s. Do I need it? Well, sometimes what you're doing is you're doing preventive care in your 20s, opposed to waiting till you're in the 40s, where some people will wait till they're in the 40s. And it's like, oh, now I have to repair it. So you want to do things that are going to be gentle and going to be there to prevent it. So
on a cellular level.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just so you know, this is so great. Hyaluronic. Everyone is talking about.
Wait, what's in the 7? What are the ingredients in the 7?
Oh! Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Hold up right here. So this is like a big deal.
Right. This is a big deal. This has
my mom. She needs this immediately.
Yeah. This is snail mucin. That's the key ingredient in here. Snail mucin actually will be that ingredient that goes in and repairs, because snails have this little mucus, and the mucus itself has its own peptides, also its own enzymes. So when we take that little goop and we actually are able to get this into the product, that has the ability to go in and actually repair the skin, firm and tighten, so it eats up like the little dead skin cells, and we want to do that. And so that's what the actual mucin does for it. And it's been known for centuries. Snail mucin has been used in the Asian culture forever.
What about sea moss? Because I know really people are hip on sea moss. Do you have any sea moss in your products?
No, we don't. But it is a cool ingredient. But I don't use it in my product.
But you know about it.
Oh, absolutely. It's not that I don't dislike it. It's just that sometimes you have to make a decision. What you're focused on. And that just hasn't been one of them
yet.
Or
ever. You don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I might do it in the future, but I'm not a follower. I'm a trendsetter.
Yeah, you innovator.
Right.
Young Nicole Kidman over here. I mean, I'm like falling out of my seat. Everyone's staring at her. We went to dinner and everyone's like staring at her. They think she's like Nicole Kidman. I'm not kidding. If you're not on the video, you should definitely pop on the video. By the way, shout out to our sponsor, Rad NFT TV. We're now streaming in over 4.5 million homes. Yay, we have a deal with Sony and PlayStation. And if you're on the blockchain, it is streaming on Bitcoin. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to say snail mucin is our main ingredient in here. And that's the key thing, is how it repairs the skin. That's why I call it my Botox in a bottle. So you're not having to go out there and actually have injections. So many women, when they start using this, they go, oh my God, it's been a life changer for me. And again, I want to go back to the young girls. Is a corrective thing or preventive? And for young girls, it's more preventive. So don't think you shouldn't be using it. Absolutely should be using it just for that reason as a preventive care. And I did that.
And it's natural,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah, we don't use any of those harsh chemicals that
Yeah.
people use. We don't use silicones. We don't use dimethicones. We don't use any of the harsh preservatives. We use sodium benzoate for our preservative system, and we use glass to make sure that it is also sustainable in the way that we use our glass. So,
like when you have water, it's better
Right.
to have it in glass because the plastic, you don't know how long it's been sitting in a truck or where it's
Right.
been sitting in it. The plastic absorbs like into the
Right.
chemicals into the water.
It's right into the
so
water.
that's why a lot of people who
This is-
know,
Yes.
and it's a little
Yeah.
more, but it's like quality over quantity, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
And
get
so-
it. I love the glass. Yeah.
Thank you. And it's gender neutral.
Hmm.
Because it could be a guy or
Yeah.
or a woman who, it's
Or a they or a
right,
them.
yeah, and
Or a blue or a white, like
Yeah.
whatever, purple, green, whatever you want to be these days.
so it's for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And then the other serum that we have is our hyaluronic serum, all about dual weighted. So it brings water into the skin, brings water up to the skin, but it's also 4D. So we have 4 different hyaluronics in here that is going to really push that skin, hydrate that skin, and then you put your moisturizer over that. Now, people that have really oily skin will love this just by itself and no moisturizer over it. So guys tend to they're a little bit picky about feeling creams. So this goes on so gently. It's so beautiful. Let me see your hand. So when you put this on, you can see how it it's clear.
It's like water.
Right? It's like water, but it holds into your skin, pulls water up into the skin so beautifully.
Yeah.
So beautifully.
Yeah, nice.
And then once
And it doesn't feel
sticky,
It's
exactly.
silky. It doesn't feel sticky. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you put over that, we have this. So that is our hyaluronic, and hyaluronic is so important to the hydration of the skin.
Why?
So, and we don't use any animal byproduct to create that, chicken bakes or
Yeah.
anything like that. We actually, in most of our products, we'll use fruits, vegetables,
Mhm.
and also the earth to get that benefit. So,
But
this-
hyaluronic acid, I've been hearing that a lot the last few years. But does it take off a layer of the skin?
No.
Acid,
Oh, no,
peel
no,
it?
no, no,
what
no.
is the vibe
No.
for
hyaluronic
acid?
It's actually, it says acid, but it's actually hydration for the skin.
Okay,
Definitely not about an acid. It's all about bringing water into the skin.
got it.
That's what it's about. So,
Uh-huh.
so always think of hyaluronic as being bringing water into the skin. And also remember, I just want to remind everyone that we actually in every product has the clay water. So you're bringing hydration to the skin even with that.
Yeah.
So now this one here, I have to tell you,
Is clay in every single one of your products?
the clay water is in everyone
Okay.
because it's our delivery system.
Okay.
It's bringing minerals into our body through our skin.
Okay.
So that's the key thing. I just want to make sure everyone knows that, because having that clay water, most natural products have no delivery system. And this is what makes us special. And we take that clay, we bring it together with water after we've cleansed it, bring it together, and we actually spin it, like you centrifuge it. And it's that centrifuge that we make it like these small particles in the water and the actual clay come together. So clay would normally go to the bottom of the container, but this is a way of where we keep the water mixed in with the clay particles. And so when you get it onto your skin or you put it into the product, it's evenly distributed with your zinc, your copper, your iron, your magnesium, and so forth. And so you get the benefits of those 12 essential minerals into your body, into your skin.
Real quick, speaking of making and creating, where is your factory? Where are these products actually made?
So now they're made here in the US. They used to be made in France and then we'd ship them over, but it was expensive to do that. So we needed to go into that sustainability side. So we work with some fabulous chemists here who who work with my chemists in France, and together we have created an incredible resource of being able to build and make these products here in the US now.
Wonderful.
And it saves us on the fuel that it takes to bring product over from France to here. So that's kind of the carbon footprint. So you'll see on our site that you can actually donate to the carbon footprint and save, in that area. So we're all about sustainability. As you know, it's been hard to get there in the cosmetic world because they haven't made it easy because so many people have plastic. But I chose glass because it also acts as a preservative to our product. So when you see this, you can't get through there. So light doesn't get through. So, and then you have your glass. So
wow.
You have.
So what kind of glass is it?
So this is actually Maron glass. It looks black, right?
But
it's actually
it
violet.
Like it kind of looks like a navy though.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see the purple there.
Yeah.
So it's actually Maron glass.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's violet glass that helps with the preservative system of what's in the bottle.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our face serum oil. And the face serum oil, which is really cool, it's an oil that's also driven by the clay water that's in it. But let me have you feel this on your
Sure.
Oh my gosh, wait till you feel this. It's a dry oil and it just soaks into the skin ever so gently.
Yeah, it's very light.
And the skin doesn't feel tacky.
It's just like shiny.
Right? And shiny. Look at
no,
that.
seriously, no hate or anything, but I was with my godmother in Columbus Circle the other day and we went to Aloe.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's a couple from California.
Yeah.
And it means like I forget living ocean. I sent it to my mom, but no, I put on the serum and it was so greasy. I did like their moisturizer, but this is so silky smooth.
Right,
I love this.
And it gives the skin such a beautiful glow.
Yeah, but the one, because you try different ones and it's like very thick, like vitamin E, like cakey.
Yes.
It wasn't sticky, but it was just like really thick. And this is so thin.
Right?
Yeah.
But it hydrates. So you have the Balinese, which is from the desert date tree. Along with that, you end up with your clay water in there. We have a little bit of shea butter in there, a little burgundy grapeseed in there as well. Really very important. And so a key point is that you don't want things to be too heavy for the pores, no matter what your skin type is. You want to be able to hydrate and lubricate the skin and balance the skin out. Very, very key to the success of how you get to beautiful skin. And so often we go and we do things to strip the skin, and then we have to put that hydration back in. What I'm always trying to do is balance the skin. Keep the skin in a safe place, and then therefore you're hydrating it or you're lubricating the skin. Of course, taking off any of the dead skin cells as well as hydrating it or cleaning it. So keeping it simple is important with immunocology, but also using the right products. So that's also key. So cleanse, you exfoliate, you mist, you put a little serum on and moisturize. Simple, done, ready to go.
Minimalistic lifestyle.
Yep.
Yeah, love that.
Yep. And so I think one of the key also things that I've found is, like, for example, our night protection. Night protection is great for nighttime, but many people like using it during the daytime. The other thing
is it thicker? Because I know sometimes night creams are thicker than
it is. And let me just show you how thick this is. So I think, let me just get this off here. We have a little extra cream on this.
Maybe use the other side.
Yeah. I'm going to use this right here. But you'll see how thick this is. So it's not loose, right? So this is great because you want something, and you pat it on the skin. You don't just rub. You want to pat it on the skin.
My mom taught me that when I was a preteen.
Right?
To pat.
Yep. And you just want it melts right into the skin.
Yeah.
Just like that. See how it just melted right into your skin?
Mm-hmm.
So beautifully.
Yeah.
Giving it a nice, beautiful shine as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, she taught me when I was a preteen, because most females, they'll take the makeup and they'll like this. And the first place is the crow's feet. It's the most gentle part of your skin. So I always pat. I was taught to pat.
That's so
I like how you were saying the patting.
And then this is something that's really fun. This is our eye cream. And the eye cream is something where you just use your ring finger. And I'm just going to show you something here, which is really fun. So you take your ring finger and you just boop, 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 right here, right? And as you do that, you're going to just pat, pat, pat with your ring finger and get it on. And you're going to go up to the 11s around your bone structure. Don't get it on the lid because it'll melt down in there. So you're going to go up, around, and then I love doing this little movement.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is great. Something that
I'm getting a massage.
It,
if you're
right?
not on the video, I'm getting a massage right now.
And just do a little tap on it. So it's it's a really refreshing way of waking up the eyes. At the same time, you're putting and lubricating the eyes. So you're putting a little bit of water and oil into the fine lines there. But as a maintenance, you've got to do it. Some people say, well, I don't have any lines, so should I use it? Absolutely. Keep that area hydrated and lubricated. And so if you just have an oil, that's not going to really plump the area. If you just have something water, you need that oil to keep that lubricated.
Yeah.
So you need that balance, which is what our Intense Eye Cream does, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it has our clay water in it. Don't forget.
Yeah, I just want to point out, because like when I put the creams on my face, you went on the bone. You didn't get too close to the eye, but I always do that one skin, like not where my eyeball is, but right under. Like, is that okay to do it there? Or because you didn't go into that area?
It's going to move up.
Okay.
So it's okay. But that's why I tell people just get it onto the bone area. Because it'll get a little bit up there. But it'll help with the dark circles, puffiness.
Okay.
Really important.
Let's talk about as an esthetician, when people are applying.
Yeah.
Are you in your blood flow? Are you supposed to stroke it up? Like how in your face? How do you actually do it?
I love being able to get it on the skin, and you're just going to work your way up. You're going to just do what I call a pat and rock and roll on the skin. So you're really doing this to your skin, and you're waking up your skin while you're doing that, right? And so you're doing this. I always like to say, like, if you're doing this the right way, you're also creating more of an environment of firming and tightening the skin. If you're doing this and just rubbing it in, you're not doing that.
Sometimes I'm not kidding. I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna wash my face real quick and like be done with it. But you can't. You have to like salivate and enjoy being a woman or man, whatever, and just like really take that self-care time to plump yourself up. Like you're at your home spa.
Yeah. It's like doing your own little face yoga.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna work, and you're gonna work around, and you're gonna add for the muscles.
Right.
And you're gonna plump that, and you're gonna get cream on, and you're gonna work your, the muscles.
Yeah.
And you have your pressure points, you have your insertions, right? Not that you're gonna be a massage therapist by any means, but just know your skin and work with it in a way where you're using your hands to actually make your skin younger.
Well, what it reminds me of is like the gentleman, the chemist in France, how he's spraying the clay on the potatoes. Yeah. It's like when you're a person doing your own. Jay, we love you. Hey, Jay. Oh my God, her husband Jay just came. He's amazing. He's a runner. So, but yeah, like when you're actually doing the face, make it like a sacred thing, because I think we have the power to reshape our face.
We do. And that's where, you're working with the muscles, you're working with the pressure points, and you're actually, and I want to say that when you go in, you're pressing, like, here's the 11s, your eye area, you're working with the pressure points. So you're really stimulating that skin, which is really important, creating and adding to that collagen.
Yeah,
really very
adding
important.
To the collagen, which we need to get into.
Push.
But also removing stress from the face.
Yep. Well, that's by the way that you're going to excite the skin, right? But you're also going to hydrate the skin. When your skin is hydrated, you take away the stress of the skin. The skin gets dry, it gets flaky, and all these things mean that the skin gets sick. We think of a skin being vibrant, but not all skins are vibrant, because they do get sick. And a lot of times it'll get sick because the gut is sick or oral is sick. So you're kind of bringing this out in a way that you're creating that microbiome that's in a good balanced place. So when I see certain skin that is sick, I also find sick skin. This is sad to say, sick skin is usually based on what's going on with the microbiome.
Right. And when you see someone, you can just tell, right?
Yeah.
Like how a dentist can look at your tongue
Yeah.
or acupuncturist can look at the tongue and they can tell like what's going on. So you can look at someone and just like, no.
Yeah. Well, I sort of call myself the skin whisperer because, I see skin and I go like, oh, I want to fix it.
Yeah.
So, right. And that's this is a product that I think I
Yeah.
have to talk about, the oxygen treatment. This is our sleeping mask.
Yeah.
And what happens is that you put this on
Ooh, sleep mask.
and you put it on while you're sleeping. So you're having a treatment while you're sleeping. It has magnesium, glycolic, and lactic. The glycolic is from fermented beets. The lactic acid is the milk byproduct, and then it has snail mucin in it. So you get the turnover.
She loves the snail.
I know,
mucin.
right?
You love that.
I do.
You love that product.
I do.
It's your second favorite after the clay, right?
Exactly.
I can tell.
So I always say, it kind of wiggles a little. Oh, it wiggles a little.
Oh, it's like total water based too.
It's funny, yeah.
Thin.
So you're gonna shake it up when you get it at home, and then what happens is that you're gonna put it on the skin. And look at my hand is all filled with.
We do it here.
So we put a little bit. Let me see your hand. So it looks white, and then when you put it on, look what happens. It just disappears so great.
Wow.
So no one knows you're having a treatment.
Oh, wow.
Right? And while you're sleeping, you're actually, I call it multitasking because you're sleeping and having a treatment at the same time.
Well,
But
in
you have 8 hours.
Atomic Habits, the book,
Yeah.
he talks about coupling.
Yes, yeah, right? So you get it on the skin, you wake up in the morning, and your skin is glowing, but it will even out hyperpigmentation because it has a magnesium, like glycolic and lactic in it. So I used to have a pregnancy mask on my neck. It was unbelievable, and I used this, it went away.
Okay.
So that was a hyperpigmentation. I had some from driving in the car on the right-hand side, and it went away. So you never know you're even having
Looks so
right?
great. Look how my hands look amazing. Look at how good my hands look. Oh my God.
I know, it's like
So you can
beautiful.
put this on your hands, and then you can also put it
Well, it's
on your neck, your
it's for your face.
décolleté.
It's for your face.
But you can put it on your neck and
Yeah.
décolleté,
face,
ears,
décolleté,
back and neck.
hands, yeah.
Mhm.
And you'll start to see how, any hyperpigmentation, any maybe light spots on the skin will start to fade. It's just a beautiful product.
And then in the
Beautiful.
morning, you don't
Rinse
have
it
to
off.
rinse, you rinse it off.
Rinse it off, get rid of the dead skin cells,
Oh.
freshen up your skin. Absolutely.
Got
You
it.
want to rinse it off in the morning.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep. And one last thing, I know I have a lava mask here, and maybe I have a single one. Maybe we can get started to get us a single one of the lava mask, because I want you to see how the lava mask is. This is an incredible product. It's made from lava. It's also a sheet mask. Many of us know about sheet masks, so it's a sheet mask. And what happens is that sheet masks today, they're kind of cold and clammy. So now what we're doing is we have something that's warm and it's thermal, and you put it on, and that's what this lava is. Lava comes from Utah. And then we have a marine algae in it, which is great for collagen production. And we
I'm
have
sorry, and
hibiscus.
the lava is from a volcano, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so there's this product that's amazing, Euthery, and they have a She Legit. It's like I go too legit. It's a She Legit, but it has the lava and it has all
Yeah.
these minerals in
Yeah,
it.
this is so
It's
many.
all organic,
Yeah, it's
and
all-
the minerals from the earth.
Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah, wonderful.
So this is our single. This is our 4-pack. So you
Mhm.
can do it once a week, or if you want to try it out, you have a single that you can buy on the website.
Or if you have a girl party, girl
Yeah.
night, have
Oh my
everyone
gosh.
do it.
Oh, girl night party.
Girl night.
Getting married, get it for your girls. That we all can have your own spa night,
Yeah.
right? So you open it up, put a little bit of water in this little pouch. With this is the mask, and this is the side. The cloth side goes on the face. But smell this. Oh, Katie, you're gonna love this. Smell that. Hibiscus, marine algae,
it's so
and a little. So
wow.
you get it in water, it gets plumpy, like really full, and the heat, and then you get it on your skin, and it takes away any of that tiredness, hydrates the skin just beautifully.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, wait till you try this.
I
on your
cannot
skin.
wait. It's the
So-
best smelling mask I've ever smelled
Right?
before. It's really beautiful.
So if you're on the
Wow.
plane, like you're going to be traveling a lot, you have this.
You do it on a plane?
Yeah, just put a little water. Ask them to bring a little, like, lukewarm water. Maybe it could even be cold if you want, because eventually it's going to get warm. So you put it
You know,
in
when you
there.
sit first class, they totally give you massages, manicures, pedicures, and stuff. So
You can bring your own.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
bring your own.
yeah.
So here you are. You're going to get this nice and plump. You're on the plane. Actually, Star and I were coming back from London, and there we were on the plane. We were tired. We took one of these out. Of course, the flight attendant, I want one of those. So we gave him one of them.
Oh, that's
But it
so
was just
sweet.
and we slept. It was peaceful. So if you're home doing a little self-care, if you're not traveling,
Yeah.
these are great for that. But the most important thing is it helps to detox the skin and brighten the skin. So lava mask you have to get. It's just the best mask.
And it's a great gift to give someone, and you can do it together.
Yeah. Well, you know how they have the sheet masks. They're cold.
Ew,
They're clammy.
They're disgusting.
right?
They're slimy.
Yeah, and you get
Ew.
it on the skin, and it's like, ooh, that's cold.
It's disgusting.
I don't even know how they even could work because
I don't know.
you need
They
a
just
little-
seem so cheap.
Yeah. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Totally. So,
Yeah.
well, let me just tell you also
Sure.
about this body serum. Who doesn't like out of the shower a great body serum?
Yeah.
So look at this. It's a spray. So we put it on. I'm gonna use this hand if I
Okay.
can. So you spray it on, just like that, and just pat it into the skin.
Wow.
And before you know it, the skin is glowing. So you've been at the beach, you're taking a shower, get out of the shower, and the skin is glowing afterwards. It just evens out the skin tone. You can see that little bit of a shine to it.
Wonderful.
Oh, so beautiful. But this here is the best. I always call it my yin and yang because here's my clay water and here's my body serum. And together is like, okay,
Yeah.
hydrating and lubricating at the same time. It's a great combination. So really fantastic. So that kind of concludes like a very simple routine. You cleanse, you hydrate, you then put on your serum to firm, tighten, and repair. And then you finish it up with your moisturizer, your oil,
Yeah.
and you're done.
So
You're done.
I know you thank you for sharing about everything. Oh God, it's just wonderful. I do have a question because I know as a master esthetician you've come across this many times, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are sensitive.
Yes.
People have to try different products.
Yep.
And so how is it when people are coming to you and like they're like, oh, I don't know, or because a lot of people have fear. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive, or I'll have to ask my doctor. Like, how is that? How do you approach those kind of people? Because it's more than half.
Yeah, it is more than half. I also wonder sometimes, this is what amazes me. How do the large companies out there, I mean, they don't have samples of every one of their product, right? And you go to one of the big counters and you go, I have sensitive skin, and they give you everything, but they didn't give you everything to go home and try, right? But a brand like mine, people will say, well, I'm sensitive to everything, and they want samples. Well, you can't always do samples on everything, right? It just doesn't happen that way. It's too hard to do. But
They have
I will
samples
tell
in the store sometimes, like
yeah,
Aveda. They have
Yeah, but-
samples in the store.
but they don't have it of every
Yeah.
single product.
No.
Only a few. Select.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell you, when I developed this brand, it was really about balancing all skin types. Because there are certain things about skin, even if you have sensitive skin, whether you have acne or you have rosacea, the list goes on. So what we did with this is that this is for all skin types, because once it goes into the skin knows what it needs, knows what it wants. It'll get rid of what it doesn't need, right? But if you're putting something that has a lot of chemicals in, it sits there on the skin and it is a disruptor to the endocrine system. Where with ours, what happens is you put it on, the skin is going, oh my gosh, I needed this oil, I needed this water, right?
Yeah, it sounds like an
Yeah.
adaptogen.
It is like exactly what I was going to say.
Okay.
It adapts to your skin. So we call this
Yeah.
the push and pull. It pulls in those nutrients and it pulls out the things that it doesn't want. And that's where it has absorption, and adsorption. So with the AB and the AD, right? So you've got absorption and the absorption, right? So you want to like pull out and you want to bring in.
Wonderful.
So very important steps. Most people don't have this, and very few talk about it because they cannot perform like that. So we're pulling in and we're taking
Well, people
out.
like you are hard to find, and
Well,
the
that's
brands
true.
are hard for you
That's
to find because what you were saying earlier, like how do all the brands,
Yeah.
well, they have all the ad money and all the brand money,
Yeah.
and and they have all the brainwashing techniques.
Yeah.
You know, they have all the brainwashing techniques, and it's just, you see it nonstop in your face whether you want it or not. And
Yeah.
people like you, it's not like that. So it's more difficult. That's why I
Yeah.
really wanted to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's why the Chopra Foundation specifically invited you to come into the community to speak
Yes.
to all of us. So people like me, influencers and micro influencers, can go and spread your word and your message in the
appreciate
good grace.
that. So appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you're the ripple, and you know they're the pioneers and the ships, and I can just do my part as well. So, but people like me search for people like you,
Yeah.
and I believe me, and I've gone to spas around the world, in India, the Four Seasons, like the Ritz Carlton, like St. Regis, like I've done all the spa. I'm a spa girl. I ran cross country growing up, so I had massages twice a week.
Yeah.
Because I had meets twice a week, so I'd get massages twice a week. So naturally, I ran around the world and I explored all the spas and the products were so cool, because a lot of them you would get like unique brands like yours, but some of them were kind of commercial and like the same,
Yeah.
even in the independent world, some of the brands. But yeah, so it's like, it's really important what you're doing.
Thank you.
I mean, since 2001, and now we're in 2024. So
I
mean,
know, it's crazy.
yeah, it's been quite
Really
the
crazy.
journey, but thank God there's more people, communicating and sharing the
Yeah.
organic ways, homeostasis, just
Yeah.
like bottom base organic to the ground with the clay.
Yeah.
So
And we also have air seeds, by the way. So that's another way of balancing. So once you get your product on the skin, getting those air seeds in and actually tapping on them once a day for your intentions is amazing. So more and more people are getting the understanding that air seeds are important to their lifestyle.
are those not the Moxie where you can put them on your ears when you go to a acupuncturist?
Yeah.
They feel like a seed, and you
Yeah.
wear them for like a week.
Yeah.
You have those?
Yeah, we have those. I didn't bring them today, but we have them. We have them in crystal. We have them in gold, and we have them in platinum. So
Wow.
if somebody doesn't want that shiny bling bling, we have it in the other colors
Yeah.
too. So which is really great.
And that's so neat. And
Yeah.
then I think that would be good for traveling. And,
Oh, it's great.
but they're waterproof too, so you
Yep.
can shower with them and
Yep.
everything. And what are the benefits of those?
Well, you're going to find yourself, it depends upon, where you put it, depends upon what you're going to get out of it. So if you're looking for homeostasis, Shenmen area, so
Which Shenmen?
that is right about here, and you're going to put it into this area of the ear. Sorry, right about here.
Yeah.
Shenmen. And that's going to actually relax you and help to calm you down if you're going through something that's either traumatic or you have a lot of anxiety, right? So I never like to use air seeds as a way of curing because I'm not a doctor, but many people who are acupuncturists use it, and they use it to help people get through their problems. So I only mention that because when we put together a whole package, sometimes it turns out that they need the air seeds to also calm themselves down or to help them with certain things that are going on in their life. Could be that they want to stop smoking, or it could be things that, they just
central nervous system.
Right? Yes. They're made to be healthy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
you put them in different areas of your ear.
Wonderful. And we're just wrapping up here. So it'll be in the show notes, but where can everyone find you? What's the best way?
Best way is go to immunocologie.com, and we're there to service you if you need help. We have a little help button on the right-hand side. If you get to your basket and you're not sure, just click that help button and we'll be there to help you live and in person. That's 9 to 5 during the course of a week. But again, if you are asking for help, we are there as a customer service brand. The way that we actually find that our customer works best with us is if they have a question, they come back and they ask it, and we go back and then we share with them what the answer is. And we encourage people to bring their friends. We have a survey right now to a birthday survey, and we're looking kind of like who are you, and we can send gifts to you, or we do giveaways, which is really, really cool. So you have to watch for those because they're always great, absolutely great. So,
wonderful.
Yeah,
that's so heartfelt and so sweet, and people love that. So it'll be in the show notes, but which social media platforms are you on?
Well, I think the usual, Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook, and now we've got we are on Amazon, but we also have.
Oh, you are on Amazon
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
Because I know
we have
they
an
say you have to be
Amazon
really
store.
tricky about Amazon because you don't know if it's like a real one or like if it's a like
Yeah,
fake
no,
one.
no. We have our own store.
You have a store.
Yep, we have a store there. So, and we did that because we did want to not have those problems where people make up stores and you're a part of it. Or,
Yeah.
And so we had to do it. It wasn't because we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It was more because we had to do it.
Yeah.
Because people were trying to create our brand on their site and they didn't even have our product, but they just used it knowing our product had some value. So, so anyway, we're there. And now we've got new things coming up in the horizon of where we're going to be. And new spas coming up too, which is going to be fantastic.
I love to hear that. And love to have you back on in the near future.
I would love it.
And everyone can see my face now, and I'm going to use some of the products. So we're going to do like a check-in, and we'll keep you posted with when that will happen.
Yeah.
Also, I want to really share with my Web3 community here. Karen and her brand did their own smart contract. So they actually have an NFT for the project. The link is in the show notes, and you can claim and collect yours for free now. Yes.
It's so beautiful too.
Yeah. So not financial advice, but if you want to be a part of the community and you're into health and wellness and beauty and you want to share this NFT, you can like collect it for yourself. You can collect it for a friend. You can share it with your friends. And then also it gives you like insider community alpha where you can get exclusives and percentages off and things of that nature. And this is just the beginning of Web3 and beauty and pivoting. So she is, like she said, an innovator, a trailblazer, and you are here first, and you can definitely collect this NFT. I'm going to share it with all my friends and get it for all my girlfriends in the Web3 community. They're going to love it.
Yeah.
So excited to share with my friends.
Thank you. And you know, I have to say I love our coin. Our coin is so pretty. And it's all about us wanting pretty things, right?
Yeah. And what is the name of the coin?
It's actually the Immunocologie coin. We just gave it a simple name, Immunocologie, just so people will know how to get to it. And I think that, you know, it's also the coin is also about mind, body, and soul. You'll see those certain messages on it, which is really cool. But it's really, the coin was really meant to let people know about immunocology. And this is a community that we really want to be part of with the NFTs.
I love it. I love it. It's great. Yeah. It's really smart. Yeah, I'm excited to grow with you and see where it goes to.
Thank you. And you're going to get some product, and you're going to do some what we call befores and after, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna trail her as she goes into her immunocology journey.
God, and I'm just gonna share real quick like my problems. So I mean, not too many problems, but I grew up in spa, so my face has always been flawless. My mom taught me at a really young age, you know, to pat right here. I was saying that earlier. I was very aware of like not making so many like, you know, like this and this. My eyes are sensitive, so I would always like go like that. So I do have like something there. But
that's called your 11s.
But what?
11s.
They're called 11s, and my birthday's 11/11, so I'm cool with that. But real quick, so this is like the not good part, right? So I did have a partner, and I didn't want to take a pill every day, but I also didn't want to get pregnant. I wanted to be smart, so I did the shot where you got it every 3 months. It was a birth control shot every 3 months. You can't do it forever because it takes away the lining around your uterus, and then it takes a full year to grow back. So you have to like stop taking it. It takes a full year to grow back for when you do want to have kids. But anyway, so what happened is I was living in California full time, traveling the world, and you know, sometimes putting sunscreen on, sometimes not. But I started getting these like brown spots right here, like these brown spots. And then I noticed it here as well. So I've been going to dermatologists for years and trying to like, you know, and I've tried different things, and it's still there. It's not gone. It's still there. And I actually was just at the dermatologist yesterday. You know, when I went a few months ago, he gave me this one product, it's like $1,500, and he gave me these little samples, and it starts with a K. I forget the name of it, but anyway, so he's like, just put it on every day, just a little bit thin, and for 5 days, and it like just kind of burns and peels off, and it did. It went away, and then it came back, and not only did it come back, it spread. And I just went to him and told him yesterday, like it spread, and I'm like, ugh. And I'm so happy I met Karen because I sent her screenshots. I'm like, this is what's happening with my face. And she's like, oh, and she sent me a list of like what I needed. So we're here talking, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to do the whole thing.
Yep.
And I'm going to let you know the vibes. And the last thing I want to tell you, just because I'm real and authentic over here, and, you know, my listeners know me, and they're a part of the journey, is, you know, I took care of myself really young, and I was in all the spas, and then I got with someone, and this is a human thing that happens to all of us. You know, we get into a relationship or something, and like some of our patterns change depending if it's healthy or not. And my relationship ended up being toxic, and I got depressed, and I stopped taking care of my skin, and I stopped doing anything to my skin, and my face totally changed. I gained weight. Like you wouldn't even recognize me if I showed you photos. And it was a horrible few years. And thank God I'm not in that relationship. But what happened was my face, like I've gotten into like a really good place, but I want it to get to the level of where I want it to be. And I know by being with Karen here and connecting and learning about everything I just did, it's really going to get my face to that like supermodel, glowless, flawless thing. And because people looked at me like, oh my God, your skin's so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But you know how you know that you look and feel the best and your full potential. So I'm excited to explore my full potential and be grateful, you know, that I'm aging gracefully. But I'm really excited to be organic and putting beautiful things on my biggest organ, which is my face, my body.
Yeah.
So thank you. And
I love it.
We're gonna do an episode later. And then what I'll do is I'll take this episode and put it in the show notes so people can see the before and after.
Yeah, we're going to start her on actually the oxygen treatment. This is really going to be her lifesaver, because this is going to help to even out her skin tone, and she's going to absolutely love the way her skin looks. So I'm excited for you.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my editor doesn't color correct this at all. So you can just see how, I mean, it is lighting. We do have a cloudy, gloomy shadow in Times Square next to us. So it's all about lighting and stuff, but we'll see how it looks, but I can see where it's like uneven in some areas. So
I'm just gonna gorgeous skin.
I'm gonna keep it raw so we can just keep it real with people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything with the coloring for this episode.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be great.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Any last words of wisdom that you want to share before we roll out?
I just want to say skin health is health. So everyone, you want to get on this bandwagon of where we're really taking care of our skin in a way that we're thinking about our health. And that's what immunocologie is. So just the word of wisdom for everyone out there is we need to take care of our own bodies, and our body is our skin is the largest organ of our body. So let's get together, come together as a community, and let's think about what we're doing and come over, have a conversation with me, and let's change your life. Let's make sure you stay healthy.
Yeah.
And make your skin be the best it can be with immunocologie. I just want that for all of you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That. Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you for having me, and I'll see everyone again.
Yeah, so we're going to roll it out. We are in Times Square.
Yeah.
This is so exciting to be in New York City, making it happen with this magnetic energy. And, you know, also I want to give a shout out to Karen's team. Like, I don't know them at all, but she has surrounded herself, like not only self-care and taking care of herself, but that's from the inside out. But then she has a team of people who are like around her, and she's the boss lady. And so just shout out to Karen's team. It takes a village to make things happen and support. So,
you know, great.
You have to like make the choice to really take care of yourself. And I know like people think it's like, oh, just fashion or beauty or it's serious, it's superficial or and until something happens, you know. So it's really important, you know, to take care of us on a cellular level from the inside, and then that exudes on the outside, and then you have people around you who like vibrate in the same way. So it's been very educational. Yes. Again, because of you, we're in the top 2% out of almost 4 million podcasts streaming in over 100 countries. Thank you so much. Please share this with one person, your aunt, your mom, your friend, like someone you go to school with, like, you know, check out the websites, the show notes below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone. See you again.
All right.